Come on. Must be these batteries. Ah, yes.
Not unless you're museum staff.
Well, we are contracted labour in the pay of the museum, so technically...
No, sorry.
What's happening?
The museum's been sectioned off until further notice.
Well, what about my artefacts? The dust alone is a constant daily battle. I have to temperature control things.
Are you museum staff?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry to have to tell you this. The museum director's been found dead this morning in suspicious circumstances.
In his own museum.
I only spoke to him yesterday evening.
In that case, you're going to need to give a statement to the DS.
We're really, really sorry. But we're late with the rent, so if I could leave that with you.
So Tim hires you personally. We couldn't possibly pay you out of museum funds.
But
If you'll excuse me.
Wow, that was insensitive.
I know. Takes a lot of us out that way.
No, I mean you.
What?
You. That was...
I just when I thought things couldn't get any worse.
What are you two doing here?
Just passing.
This isn't one of your shabby scratch and sniffs. This is a murder investigation. It behooves you to remember the boundaries, Frank.
Behooves? Behooves my backside. Did I just say that out loud?
You know, the difference between you and a real detective, Frank, is instead of weighing up the facts, you always see the worst in people, which is why you will always be a bottom feeder.
Is that what I thought? Say hi to Sebastian for me.
Yeah, we'll do, Viola.
Oh, shit.
So, looks like the historians have chalked up their first murder.
I think we should pay our condolences to the widow.
Very decent hobby. What is the definition of behooves? Lady Forbes Allen, hello. We met briefly.
I remember.
Right. Yeah. So we were just passing, and we wanted to come and tell you how sorry we are to hear about Sir Tim.
Must have been a terrible shock.
Thoughtful of you.
Oh, gardening. So, yeah, I suppose that's a good way to take your mind off things, isn't it?
Well, of course, I've had all manner of demands on my time today, but the helianthus simply won't wait, so...
There is one thing, a small matter of an outstanding invoice.
You'd better come inside.
You better come inside.
This really is a lovely house.
Yeah, it's sumptuous.
Hey, what?
Thank you.
So you do seem remarkably okay under the circumstances. I suppose it hasn't really sunk in yet.
Possibly not. I might even miss the old fool, though common knowledge ours was a marriage of convenience.
Really?
He was cultured, I was wealthy. Not what you'd call a love match, but it suited us. We were about to mark our 40th wedding anniversary.
Oh, wow, that really is a milestone. Indeed.
Celebrate would be the wrong word, considering the banal sacrifices one makes within the confines of the marriage.
There it is.
I don't suppose you've got any idea who did it.
I've already told the police. Sir Tim's social media was a toxic swamp. The man literally had millions of enemies. And now, if you don't mind, sorry.
That's it then, isn't it? Job done.
Yeah, bit of a relief, really. I don't want to be the one to have to find the killer.
Yeah, lucky escape.
Not for Sir Tim. Poor bloke. What a way to go, eh?
Yeah, it's hard to believe, isn't it, really? Because he seems so posh and clever.
Talking of posh and clever.
Oh, hello, how's the puffiness?
Abating, as long as I keep my feet up.
There's a sod.
Just a quick one. I've seen on Dr. Middleton's online feed that she's about to make a statement outside the museum. You're welcome.
Shall we?
A crime committed not just against the women of history, but against us, their descendants. My forthcoming book, Burning Down the Bard, Debunking an Outdated Legacy, attempts to address this particular patriarchal injustice. But there are times in life when the sword is mightier than the pen. Therefore, I solemnly confess to the murder of Sir Tim Forbes Allen.
Are you sure you want to do this here?
Cuff me.
That's really not necessary.
Cuff me or resist.
Dr. Helen Middleton, I'm arresting you for the murder of Sir Timothy Forbes Allen. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
Sound trumpets. Let our bloody colours ring. And either victory or else a grave.
Wow. Is that a confession or a plug for a new book?
There's no such thing as bad publicity.
Dr. N ticks all the boxes. Needs, motive, opportunity.
Nah, she's an insufferable self-promoting narcissist. I don't think she's the killer.
Another day, another dollar.
Well, I don't feel like I'm being invaded by fruit.
I was just trying to be healthy. Might have got a bit carried away.
Oh, so Tim certainly has his fair share of death threats.
Oh, killers, they're trolls. Going nuclear over whether Shakespeare's got a Van Dyke beard or a common chin strap.
Any fool knows a common chin strap connects transversely to the sideburns, whereas a Van Dyke is a totally different matter.
God.
I didn't know where else to turn.
So, when did you last have this letter?
It was tucked into my breast pocket last week. It could have fallen out anywhere between the home and the museum. It could even be among Sir Tim's things.
If you're hiring us to find it, it must be pretty important.
The content is somewhat personal. If it fell into the wrong hands, it could be disastrous. Especially now that Sir Tim...
Was there something else?
It was a love letter. The last one he ever wrote to me.
Bless. You must be devastated.
Poor honest lord. Brought low by his own heart.
Did Lady Forbes Allen know?
No. We were meticulously careful. That is until I was careless enough to lose it.
Oh, don't worry. We'll find your letter.
Dr. Satsuma. I think fair dues, Frank. You actually called her.
See, just goes to show you that even someone as unrefined as myself can be finely attuned to the foibles of human nature.
You really didn't know.
That was your cue to say, not unrefined.
And imagine finding out that your husband has been writing love letters to a man half your age. Oh! What's going on?
It's Keeler. Says I'm a bottom feeder. Oh. Well, if I'm a bottom feeder, Joe Keeler, at least you and me are in the same pond.
I hope you don't mind me asking.
Loosely full bags.
Always loose.
And oolong must be brewed between 85 and 95 degrees, otherwise the nuances are lost.
Top tip. We'll remember that, won't we, Frank?
Loose nuances. Roger that. Long.
And also, we were wondering if
If you knew your husband was cheating on you.
Well, where to even begin? I'm guessing you mean Lucian, sweet boy, rather intense. He wasn't the first, of course, and I very much doubt he'd have been the last, though I suspect he was rather more smitten than most.
So you knew?
Of course.
Well, Lucian's hired us to find a letter that Sir Tim wrote to him. Just wondered if you'd come across it in the last week or so.
Afraid not.
I'm really sorry to have to bring it up because it must be very painful for you.
Oh, nonsense. Our marriage survived all manner of peccadilloes on both sides. It's probably stronger as a result.
Really? What about, I don't know, love?
Clearly neither of you are married.
No,
No, basically no.
Indeed. Well, marriage is like yellow, doesn't suit everyone. More tea.
No thanks. Oh. What's that?
It's good for my gut bacteria.
So, what do we know?
A pickled radish is a bad idea. What was I thinking?
I meant about the letter, Master Chef.
Perhaps the better question is, what don't we know?
Well, Athena said she didn't have the letter, and I believe her.
Based on what?
Well, you heard her. She just didn't seem to care.
As Hazlitt said, love turns with little indulgence to indifference. Hatred alone is immortal.
No idea. Well, Dr. M, she's a museum trustee. Maybe she found it.
If Dr. M had it, the entire world would know about it.
Maybe it's just lost. Like gone, down a drain, in a bin. Shredded in someone's rabbit hutch.
Lost is not an option. Because lost, may I remind you, means no fee.
It seems to me Lucian had it before the kidnapping, but he didn't have it after, so surely the historians have it.
What possible use could the historians have for the intimate musings of their arch enemy?
Yeah, talk about payback time. So, all we need to do is track down the historians.
Did you just say payback time?
We were going to tattoo that on Lucian's back.
I heard someone say that recently.
Yeah, I know. Well, one of these days it'll be payback time.
Well, that's the train.
Hello? Hi.
Looking for Lucian?
Wanted a quick word with you, if that's okay.
Sure, come in. Have you met Alvacote woman? She's usually up in the Copthorne Gallery. I'm hoping she doesn't mind being down here now, since she's been in a peaky bog since the Bronze Age.
Is that an elbow that's...
Well, I can answer that. Listen, I'm going to cut to the chase. We know you're a historian. We'll leave me here without her. How come we lost her?
I don't know. But I am not looking in any more storage boxes, I'll tell you that for free.
I didn't catch that.
Shellstrap?
Please choose your speech and press the orange button.
Look, we're not in the police, we just want to ask you something.
Yeah, Lucian asked us to find a letter, and we thought the historians might have it.
What letter?
It's a love letter, actually, to Lucian from Sir Tim.
We didn't kill him.
We're not here for that.
We just thought he might have lost it when you kidnapped him.
No, the historians don't have it.
How can you be so sure?
Because I'm their leader.
You?
Wait. If Lucian and Sir Tim were lovers, then there was something. The evening Sir Tim was stabbed, he'd just got back from London.
No, it's too late. Just tell me what I need to do to
You
make
know
it right.
what to do, you simply refuse to do it.
So Lucian lied to us. He said the last time he saw Sir Tim was at the museum opening.
I think it's time we paid our lovelorn curator a visit.
Sarge, you might want to come down to the front desk. Yeah, now I reckon. So it's Marie Corelli. 1 R and 2 L's. Right, take a seat. I don't suppose any of you have any ID?
Right, what is so important?
Sarge. Here we have Mary Arden, Marie Corelli, Annie Justins, and Elizabeth Scott.
And
They all claim to have killed Sir T.
what, all 4 of them?
5 actually, the Ainsley Stratford just popped to the loo. Here she is, Emily Minay.
Well, whoever they are, get them off my front desk and into custody. See what Middleton's got to say about this.
Lucien? I just have to doorstep him at work tomorrow.
Do you think he's all right? Did you see his little misery pit? Candle and photos, box of tissues.
Lucien, it's Frank Hathaway, just checking you're all right. Give us a call when you get this.
I'm just going to say it out loud. I think that Lucien going missing at this point is a little bit suspect. Should we call the police?
Not enough information.
Guess we call it a day then. My gosh, so sorry, Frank. It's been a pickles.
How should I know if it's a hungry cry or a tired cry? She's a baby. What's she got to be angry about? I gotta go, babe.
Sorry. Custody Sarge wants to know how long we're keeping the ladies. He's worried about the backlog.
Those bloody historians. Mary Arden, that should have been a giveaway.
There's also Annie Justins, Stratford's first female mayor, and Elizabeth Scott. She designed the RSC building.
Did it not occur to you that they're all dead? I don't know why, but those women are trying to do a Spartacus, and I am not having it. Yes, ma'am? In hindsight, yes. Yeah. Publicity stunt. Of course.
Publicity stunt. Oh, really?
All of them. Immediately. Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Well done, girls. Oh, hello. Thank you. I have a message. To those who condemn us for throwing a stone at the window of patriarchy by confessing to a murder we didn't commit, I give you the wisdom of Emmeline Pankhurst. The argument of the broken window pane is the most valuable argument in modern politics. Yes? Yes! So let's break some windows! How's chicken, Frank? Come on.
Yeah, I'm just checking the message board again. You don't think we should offer a reward?
What? How much for a letter that's basically worth nothing to anyone?
Except one person. A mild-mannered curator who loved his mum and his bicycle, and also possibly murdered his lover in a jealous rage.
Surprise visitor.
I don't suppose you've seen Lucien.
No. Why? Haven't you?
He was in this morning and then he went out. He said he was going to meet the monster.
The monster?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, he had this kind of dangerous gleam in his eye.
Well, that doesn't sound good.
And then I found this on his desk.
It was I who stole them both. The life cannot be returned, but the letter awaits thee this day in the woods at the 11th hour.
Oh, brilliant. A riddle. That's all we need.
Simple. The murderer has the letter. Obviously, they can't return Sir Tim.
Oh, but they can return the letter in the woods. What woods? Any woods?
They've made a mistake. They've written woods with a capital W.
Hang on. What if it's not a mistake? It's a street. Woods Lane.
Do you think Lucien's in danger?
Ah,
He's in danger.
Look, Frank. Look, come on. We need to be quick. What time to expect?
What do you wish you wrote the note?
The teas. Athena's teas.
What?
Find the check. You'll see what I mean.
Oh yeah, a few snacks in there.
Yeah.
The teas are the same. See?
Oh, the teas. I thought you were some kind of posh caffeine withdrawal.
We should call the police.
What are you doing?
day, Frank. I didn't know.
Oh, what's the wall? Where are you going?
I'm going round.
The entrance is there.
Yeah, I know that, Frank. I have done this before.
Come on. Should have left the country by now.
There we go. See? Right.
Go, go, go!
I am going at the correct speed for the tunnel. Eating it. Thank God he's gone mad.
Stay where you are!
Let's talk about this.
She's the murderer, not me, so don't speak to me like I'm some petulant child.
Stop acting.
Lucy, just give me the knife.
Anyway, it's not a knife. It's Tim's garnet-encrusted letter opener, and I'm not afraid to use it.
Please don't.
Why not?
Because she doesn't deserve it.
Her plan was to make me eat every single one of those letters,
Wash down with Tim's favourite red. I'm not a monster.
and then murder me in cold blood, so I'd say she does deserve it.
She deserves to be tried by a jury in a court of law.
I want the truth, and I want to hear it from you.
Want. The whining, needy voice of the avocado on toast decoration.
Maybe you could just try and cooperate.
It wasn't just a letter, though finding that squalid note on the museum floor was a low point. It was all the other letters, the photographs, the nauseating love tokens.
What is it, Lieutenant? Arresting one of those Arts Council despots. Lieutenant's making out right left him.
We had an agreement.
I can't do this anymore.
No. You don't get to revise the rules. We are both allowed a measure of freedom as long as we don't fall in love.
Why? I admit. But I did. And so did he.
Nonsense. We're married. That's how it's always been, and that is the way it will continue to be. So you tell that boy that it's over, and we'll say no more about it.
Sorry, Athena. I'm leaving you. It could actually hurt someone with it.
Darling, maybe you should know how it feels to be stabbed in the heart. Ah! I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
You actually really loved him, didn't you? Even though you tried to convince the whole world you didn't care.
Probably even convinced him I didn't care.
He was the love of my life.
No, he was the love of my life. Please, don't do anything you can't undo. No, listen to me. Do it. Kill me. Go to prison. The world will be better off without you.
Stop her.
5960 on scene, further assistance required, over.
There's a battalion of historians when you need one.
Christian's having a lie down, then he's going to present himself at the police station.
Oh, is that necessary?
Well, he might be charged with ABH after his little tangle with Sir Tim's letter opener. Lady Forbes Allen. You alright?
Actually, I'm somewhat relieved.
Yes, I can imagine that the life of a fugitive not being quite your cup of oolong. Is it?
I had to abandon my doctoral thesis some years ago, and I'm quite looking forward to having time in prison to finish it.
Good for you.
The title is Shakespeare Was a Woman, the incontrovertible truth.
Hathaway, sticking your fingers in other people's pies as usual, eh?
Pulled you out a murderer, though, didn't it?
Yeah, you seem pretty sure about that.
Bottom feeder's instinct. It behooves.
No.
It behooves you to take it from here, Detective Sergeant Keeler.
Stick it in the car.
You know, the only statue of a woman in this town is of Lady Macbeth, a figment of Shakespeare's imagination.
Oh, I didn't know that about the statues, did you?
No, definitely time things changed.
When are women going to stop banging on about their rights? All I want now is my right to a pint in the Mucky Mallard.
Of course. I'll run you over, shall I?
Thanks. When you say run me over, you don't mean... Yeah? No.
Sorry.
A standard lamp gets a revamp to brighten up a golf lover's day. Money for Nothing, next on BBC One. They don't just deal with drama in the courtroom. This family's filled with dilemmas, secrets, and lies. Catch up on all episodes of The Split on BBC iPlayer before the start of the new series begins on Monday.
We have a way of operating.
Of course, it's a crook. £300 million. Just took the money.
Just take it, what did he know? She would do anything to please him.
It was just like a factory.
Maxwell.
House of Maxwell starts Monday at 9 on BBC Two and iPlayer.
Start your day different with music beyond the mainstream. The Six Music Breakfast with Lauren Laverne. Listen on BBC Sounds. We no longer need to predict who England will face in the group stages as Mark Chapman provides live coverage from the World Cup 2022 draw today at 4:45. Now though, getting creative on BBC One.
I can't see this going in the skip. I love it.
How do you make money for nothing?
Sorry, you caught me rummaging in the milk carton.
The answer could be hiding in the 30 million tonnes of household waste we throw out every year.
That's incredible. This has got a lot of history.
That's why designer Jackie Joseph wants to get her hands on things before they hit the skip.
I'm a fashion designer turned interior designer and upcycler with an eye for style. I take the old, unwanted and abandoned and turn them into on-trend treasures. Then I sell them for a profit.
And with some of the country's elite designers and makers,
It's nice leather, but it's really mouldy.
They're ready for a makeover, really.
she can transform her finds into desirable,
That's amazing.
valuable
Couldn't wish for anything more perfect.
and hopefully saleable items.
I'm really, really happy with that.
If Jackie is successful, then she can hand the profits back to the very people who had no idea there was cash to be made from their trash.
Wonderful.
Hello, Julie. It's 2:30 now. Are you coming round? It's Gordon White. 61 Cox Road.
The Earlswood Recycling Centre in Surrey is all hustle and bustle. And here to flex her upcycling muscle is designer Jackie Joseph.
Well, between all the cardboard and garden waste, I've got a feeling that some good things are going to turn up here today. I've just got to find them and stop them from going into the skips.
Jackie's been granted special permission to search for 2 items
Let's have a look at it.
that she can take away to extract their inner beauty and sell on for cash. So, Jackie, what's on offer?
What's that, babe?
Where's all the stuff?
I don't know where the stuff is, but it's coming, okay? Let's just be patient. It's coming. I can feel it.
Well, I'm glad you've got positive vibes. And he's arrived. Could he have something for Jackie to get her hands on?
Excuse me?
Yes,
Is that yours?
it is.
I'm sorry. I'm just... my name's Jackie. Nice to meet
Hello,
you.
Jackie.
And what's your name?
It's Andy.
So this is yours. So I spotted it as you were walking towards the car.
Sure.
This is beautiful. So is it... You've had it for...
I've
How
had
long?
it for about 20, 25 years, so it's family stuff.
So who in your family had it? Was it your mum or...
My auntie.
Oh, right.
And she died and I inherited it.
It's incredible. I love the height. It's quite grand, isn't it?
Sure, yes.
Was
yes.
your auntie quite a grand lady?
I hadn't really thought of it like that. It just came from family. It sat in the corner.
I really like it, Andy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's lovely. Would you mind if I took it away and,
You're welcome. Yes,
you
yes.
know, try to do something with it?
Sure.
And then maybe
Yeah,
show
sure.
you know, what's become of it.
Okay.
Andy, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So I'm going to take this away and let you get on and carry on clearing.
Okay. Thank you very much.
See you soon.
Cheers.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Jackie has taken the shine to the old standard lab. Andy, what do you think she could make from it?
Well, it could make a small round wine table, something like that. I don't know, or just left it as and tied it up.
Okay, so we've got a solid piece of oak here, and look at all the shaping that we've got there, and all of the details as we go down to the base. I love it. Very excited about this.
But who does Jackie have in mind to make this gloomy lamp bright as a button? It's designer and maker Duncan McKee. If it's old and in need of a revamp, then Duncan is McKeen as mustard to get his hands on it and give it a bright new future.
With a bit of creative thought and a bit of idea, we then give it another life. And we're saving it for another generation as well. I'm passionate about what I do. So therefore, when I finish a piece, it's not a generic item, it's a one-off piece, and it's passion. It's passion coming through my work all the time.
Well, Duncan, you'll need more than passion in your toolbox if you want this forlorn figure to shine again. Jackie's successfully saved one item. Now it's time to set her sights on something she can work on herself.
Oh, you're busy, aren't you?
But some sneaky people are still managing to get good stuff into the skips, which is making her sad. Is that you making that noise? Ian's turned up. Does he have something that could put the smile back on Jackie's face?
Oh, hi there. Oh, yeah. Sorry to disturb you. I know you're busy. What's your name?
Ian.
Ian, hello, I'm Jackie.
Hi, Jackie.
And it's a
Nice
bit
to
of
meet
a surprise me pouncing on you.
Yeah.
Is this yours?
Yeah, it was my grand's, then my mother's, and she passed away in January.
Sorry
And
to
we're
hear that.
just having a bit of a house clearance at the moment.
Okay, so it belonged to your mum, but it
Mum,
also
mum.
belonged to your
Grand
gran.
before.
Do you remember this as a child?
Vaguely, yes. Yeah. My nan used to use it for her meals and that
Oh, okay.
when she was a lot older. So,
Yeah.
you know, we'd go and cook for her and have her tray and what have you. And then she could have the books or papers underneath as well.
So it's a little sort of trolley, wooden
Yes, yeah.
trolley with the
wheels.
with the casters. One of them's fallen off there, but that's okay. That's fine. And so again, so have you been using it yourself?
No, for the past 20 odd years, it's been sat in the conservatory, which my mum always used to like when it was sunny.
Yeah.
And she'd sit out there and
cup of tea, glass of rosé wine, or what have you.
She sounds like a girl after my own heart.
Oh, yes.
I love it. I just think it's obviously been well loved, well used.
Yes.
Would you mind if I took it off you?
You'll like it.
And if I can do something with it and bring it back to life and give it a new lease of life, I'd love to show you what we've been able to achieve.
Love to.
All right.
No problem at all.
Lovely. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank
Lovely
you.
to meet
Have
you.
fun with it. Thank you.
I will.
Mm.
Thank you.
Okay, you're
Bye-bye.
welcome. Bye-bye.
It's not often that the wheels come off before a project's even started, but Jackie seems happy with her little tea trolley. What do you think about her saving it, Ian?
It's what my mother would have liked. She was always up for recycling, and if it can be reused and in a good home, then I'm all for it.
Well, this is a sweet little thing, really practical as well. I would say that this is around 1920, so we're looking at about 100 years old here. I'm loving it. Really like it.
And with that, Jackie has her items. The pressure is on Duncan to shed some light on the standard lamp. And Jackie will have to work hard to wheel the wonky trolley into the 21st century.
The people of Earls will be chopping out all sorts today, but I think I've saved the best bits. Now all I've got to do is turn them into money makers.
Whitstable on the Kent coast. People come from far and wide to try the famous native oysters.
Really?
But the real pearl in the Whitstable crown is master maker Duncan. Jackie sent over the old standard lab to see what he makes of it.
Do you know what? I've never worked on a standard lamp before. I've never transformed a light into a light. So this is a first for me, and hopefully we're going to get a good result with it. Hi Jackie, how are you? Yeah, I've just got your delivery of this standard lamp. You got any ideas what you want to do with it? I have a brain wave. It reminds me a bit of a golf pin. And do you know, like you go and you put the ball into the hole. So I think, if you don't mind, can I go with some sort of golf idea with it? And maybe put a big, massive golf ball looking light on top, a couple of golf balls down the bottom, illuminated.
I wasn't expecting that, to be honest. But if you think you can make it saleable, then I say go for it. What were you thinking budget-wise?
£150, that'd be okay?
I'm happy with that, Duncan. I've got to say, I'm really intrigued to see what you're going to do with this one. I'll leave it with you, and I'll see what I can figure out.
Thank you, Jackie. Lovely to speak to you.
You too, Duncan. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
So it'll be a golf-inspired lamp. Quite a curious idea, isn't it, Duncan?
I think it's going to look different. I've not seen one before, so I hope it goes all right. And, it's an experience. Design is an experience, and we learn and we fall by our mistakes, and hopefully this won't be a mistake.
Not accounting for mistakes, it'll be £150 for the golf lamp. It's quite an unusual idea, so Duncan's design has to be a hole-in-one, or it's in danger of ending up out of bounds. With one item dropped off and ready to be renovated, in her London studio, Jackie's about to start work on her tired tea trolley. This little thing could be 100 years old. So, Jackie, how do you plan to spruce up this centenarian?
Well, I'm so glad I saved this from being dumped. I love the look of it. It's 1920s, it's English oak. Design-wise, I'm thinking Art Deco because of that era. So, some gorgeous paper, maybe some gold leaf. But first
I'm drumming me to sleep. I'm like, oh my God.
So, Jackie's going to celebrate the trolley's age with an Art Deco design, using wallpaper and a bit of glue.
What I'm going to use is sugar soap. I love it.
Sugar soap is a chemical cleaner, primarily used for washing walls before they're painted.
With the fine wire wool, it's really giving it like a deep clean.
And despite the name, sugar soap doesn't actually contain sugar. The powder form resembles sugar crystals, so that's why it's called sugar soap. Great for removing grease and grime, not so good for a bubble bath.
Right. What I want to do is try out a few things to clean the casters. The things I'm about to use are things that you will have in your kitchen store cupboard, for sure.
In my cupboard? You mean you're going to clean the wheels with a tin of beans and half a bottle of tomato ketchup? Oh, you do have half a bottle of tomato ketchup.
All of these have great cleaning properties to them. I'm going to try each one of them on each one of the brass casters, and then we can see which one works best. It's really fun.
First up in Jackie's store cupboard competition is toothpaste, followed by the ketchup on the next caster.
Why ketchup? I think because it's acidic, isn't it? From tomatoes, so there's acidity in there.
The next caster's getting doused in lemon juice mixed with bicarbonate of soda, and the last with white vinegar, flour and salt. After leaving them to work their magic, Jackie's rubbing them off with a soft cloth to find out who will be crowned the best pantry polisher.
Okay, so it's a close call between the vinegar and the ketchup. I'm going to go with the ketchup because I don't have to do any mixing, I don't have to do any measuring out. It cleans really easily as well. Winner!
Jackie will give all the casters a good saucing later. But first, she wants to wrap up the design of the trolley with wallpaper.
As you can see, this isn't wallpaper.
Alright, Jackie wants to wallpaper her trolley with gift wrap.
It isn't just any ordinary gift wrap. This is luxury gift wrap, and I love the design. This is a perfect Art Deco design for me, so we're going to use these.
For this kind of furniture découpage, you can use any kind of materials. Scraps of paper are a good way to get going.
I know it looks white now, but don't worry. With PVA, it dries clear.
Jackie's luxury gift wrap needs to be thicker than your average Christmas crepe paper, or it will be in danger of tearing. So far, Jackie spent just £4.40 on this project. If her gift wrap isn't up to the job, then her chances of making something saleable are paper thin. In Whitstable, Duncan is about to get started turning the old standing lamp into a new golf-inspired light.
So I think what the plan should be, I love this section here. And I think we'll take it off here, we'll cut this off, get rid of this bit. We get a metal pole, we put a metal pole up here, so therefore we can mount the light on top of it. I think that's a good, do you know what? I think this is going to work, certainly an idea.
Oh dear, I have a feeling Duncan's going to try and break the golf pun world record by the end of this. Duncan is starting by removing the old light fitting, which he will later replace with some sort of giant golf ball bowl. He's also removing the stand, which he plans to cut in two, keeping the more decorative bottom half and replacing the top with a metal tube.
Sounds like that section there is kind of funny.
But as he gets a closer look, Duncan's realising that some work has already been done for him.
You don't know how happy that makes me. I had nightmares. 'Cause obviously, to try and keep that level on the saw, because it will want to lay here. And obviously you wouldn't get a nice true cut here. But actually coming apart like that saved me a lot of time. This might be a hole in one.
Oh dear, another one. Another lucky coincidence is that after making it slightly deeper, the hole that was left in the base would be a perfect fit for Duncan's new metal pole.
Perfect. Stage one, complete. As a standard lamp, that's too high. So what I need to do is take a section of this off.
After cutting the pole to a standard lamp height, Duncan can see this project coming together.
I'm happy with that. Stage No, yes, I'm happy with that. No.
You're trying to think of a golf plan, aren't you? Well, I think everyone would appreciate it if you kept up with the game in front. Pleased with the golf flag stand, Duncan's now cutting out a piece of MDF to attach to the base, because he plans to throw even more golf gubbins at this project.
What we're going to do with this, we're going to cut this with astroturf later to make it look like a green. We're going to cut a hole out in the middle to look like a hole.
Duncan's drilling one big hole and also two smaller holes, because what would a putting green be without some golf balls?
Excellent. Right, now I've got to cut the grass.
Golf ball lights, fake grass, this is turning into one interesting ride.
So this is going to be the base for my light. Obviously, this is my putting green.
The more golfing paraphernalia Duncan throws at this, the more he hopes it will appeal to golf fans. It could be harder though for Jackie to sell to anyone else. In London, Jackie's done all she can for her little tea trolley. She hopes that some wrapping paper was the key to creating an Art Deco for it. But was she right?
Well, I haven't deconstructed this trolley. I've just given it some TLC, which it deserves. Hope someone else loves it too.
Furniture clocking in at around 100 years old is usually ready for that final trip to the skiff. But there's one way to keep it alive. With some Art Deco paint. Jackie's papering skills have produced crisp, clean lines which complement the geometric deco design. Instead of paint or gold leaf, Jackie's used gold gilding wax to highlight the edges of the trolley. The trolley could be used as a side table, bedside table, or, now that it is fully functional casters, it's free to roam about the home. Getting cleaned up by the condiment has taken years off. Together with its new look, this trolley is timeless.
I wanted Art Deco, and I think I've achieved that design with this. This is a neat piece. It's going to fit into so many different room schemes. What I've got to do now, take a few pics and find this beauty a new home.
Oh, hi there. Oh, yeah.
When Jackie met Ian, she was taken with his trolley.
It was my grand's, then my mother's, and we're just having a bit of a house clearance at the moment.
Ian's family got good use out of it.
It's been sat in the conservatory, cup of tea, glass of rosé wine,
So Jackie took it away to transform.
If it can be reused in a good home, then I'm all for it.
Well, Ian, funny you should mention it, because after advertising online, the trolley was snapped up by a private buyer. Jackie's in here to show Ian how his mum's trolley has been transformed and to hand over the profit.
Oh, well, Ian, lovely to see you. I saved that little trolley that you were about to throw away. You've had it in the family for quite a while, haven't you?
Yeah, my mother had it, and before my nan had it as well.
So it was well used.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and obviously well loved as well.
Yes.
Well, Ian, it was something that I worked on myself.
Okay.
And I've got a few pictures to show you. I do hope you approve.
Oh, that's amazing. That's lovely. I really do like that.
Oh, fantastic. Do you think your mother would approve?
She'd love it. She really would.
Well, someone else actually loves it as well.
Right.
So I do have a bit of profit for you. I got £118 and £118 and 60 pence.
I don't believe that.
So what would you do with the money?
Well, my brother's wife, her parents live in the parlour in the Canaries, and they're coming over, so we might go out for a meal, and I'll share some with my brother, and we might put a bit towards the charity as well.
That's fantastic. Ian, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And really good to see you again.
And you.
Take care.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Jackie's final cost of transforming the trolley was £6.40. It sold for £125, leaving Ian with a profit of £118.60 to spend on a meal out with the family and a donation to charity. In Whitstable, Jackie's back to see how Duncan has got on turning the standard lamp into a new gold flag strip light. Duncan was in danger of going over the top with all his golfing bits and bobs and all his golfing puns too. So, how has it turned out?
I think this project for me was a hole-in-one. There was a few wacky shots here, there, and everywhere, but I think the end result, it's a winner. It's an eagle.
Oh, he has to run out eventually.
What do you do with the floor lamp? That's unwanted, it's out of fashion. Well, Duncan was talking about a flagpole. I can't wait to see this one.
These kinds of lights aren't everyone's cup of tea anymore, but instead of ending up in a skip, you could try and make these standard lamps not so standard. Duncan has gone all in with the putting paraphernalia, creating a quirky and light-hearted bit of lighting that's been professionally wired and tested. From the AstroTurf green with light-up ball details to the giant ball bulb and authentic golf flag, every inch has been designed for those that are gaga about golf. One thing's for sure, it will light up a room in more ways than one. But it won't be for everyone. So, what will Jackie make of it?
Duncan? Stop it. I'm almost speechless. Hold on a second. This was the standard floor lamp. Where's the rest of it?
What I like about the bottom section is very architectural. So I love that bit. And obviously then I replaced the sort of column with a nice metal pin to sort of look like a golf pin. I painted it that colour with a light bulb on top, nice flag down the top.
And it's so clever. I haven't seen anything like this in my life.
Thank you.
And I don't think I ever will.
Thank you. But one of the things, if you're playing golf, you always need a medal or you need a prize. So what I've done here, Jackie, I've made a golfing prize. So this is the top section of that, a matching golfing prize.
Oh, that's amazing.
So that goes with the name.
So they come as a pair?
Comes as that's your bonus.
I'm getting worried now because we talked about a budget of £150.
The good news is we've come on budget. I've come on budget and it's £150 for the two.
I am so happy. Duncan, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I love it. I'll see you soon.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
I think this will go to someone who loves golf. I can just see it sitting in a room, being admired, and I think it should go down a tree. Good result.
It's fun, it's quirky, it's a unique design, and of course it's functional. Now all I've got to do is set it. Is that yours?
It is.
At the recycling centre, Jackie leapt on Andy's lamp.
I've had it about 20, 25 years, so it's family stuff.
Jackie was surprised he was throwing it away,
Why? Because we bought a new one.
but was more than happy to take it, leaving Andy to ponder.
Well, it could make a small round wine table, something like that.
Andy, you just wait and see what it turned into. After advertising the golf-themed lamp online, it sold to an antiques and collectibles store in Hampshire. The owners are delighted with it.
We're really happy with it. There's a golf course just locally, and I think the customers will absolutely love it. Yeah, really happy.
Jackie's in Reigate to show Andy what's become of his standard lamp and to hand over the profit.
Andy.
Nice to see you again.
Of course, the last time we met was at the recycling centre, and you were throwing away what I thought was a lovely floor lamp.
That's right, yes.
What was that yours?
It was belonged to my family, on my father's side, so for a long time.
Well, I sent that lamp to a great designer, quite quirky designer. Would you like to see what he did?
Oh, rather, yes.
He did with it, because I think you might be pleasantly surprised.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that surprises me.
So it's still
Okay.
a light,
Yes.
but it's got a golf theme to it.
Okay.
Do you play golf?
Not at all. My father would approve because he did. He was an ardent golf player.
Oh, well then
I never had the time.
So what do you think, Andy?
I think it's amazing. I have no idea that's what you'd achieve with it.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yes.
And someone else thought it was amazing as well.
All right.
So much so I have got for you £70.
Wow, thank you. Thank you very much. Yes.
Unexpected?
Expected indeed, so I've got to decide what to do with it.
Yeah, so what will you do with it, Andy?
I might treat the wife to a meal, or split it in half and put half to National Health.
Oh.
And maybe treat the wife to a meal.
Oh, Andy, that is superb. Take care.
And you. Thank you very much. Bye.
Duncan's costs to transform the lamp came to £150. It sold for £220, leaving Andy with a profit of £70 to put towards a donation and to spend on a meal out. Lovely. Jackie rescued 2 unwanted items. The trolley has some dazzling decoration, and the light was flying the flag for fabulousness.
Well, I'm absolutely delighted with those transformations. It always amazes me what can be done with a little bit of imagination and a lot of hard work.
If you've not got a ticket, don't worry, we've got you covered. From 7 tonight, listen to the Six Music Festival live on BBC Sounds. Have I got news for you? Yes, Clive Myrie's the guest host with Andy Hamilton and Helen Lewis, a new series at 9. Next, let's escape to the country on BBC One.
If I were to ask you, where do you come from? What story would you tell?
The BBC and the Open University, a unique partnership.
This is what we're going to learn to do together.
With limitless opportunities.
Biggest cranes in the world, biggest lifts in the world. I don't want you to listen to me. I want you to listen to the science.
It's amazing how powerful microorganisms are.
Oh my goodness, people are listening.
The BBC and the Open University, bringing learning to life.
We are Wales. Wales of Scotland. We are Scotland. And we are together. We are rugby. We are Six Nations. Wales versus Scotland. Live tomorrow at 4:30 on BBC Two and iPlayer.
Rugby player Joe Marlow and swimmer Fran Housel are putting their sporting knowledge to the test. Test yours too, a question of sport tonight at 7:30. Right now, we're escaping on BBC One.
On today's show, a buyer who's hoping to find the rural retreat of her dreams. We're on a search for inner calm and waste no time getting comfortable.
I want to push those cushions up.
And just have a little snooze. Try before you buy.
Yeah. But she soon starts to lose her cool.
She's getting all dreamy on us.
Yes.
And before long, cool, calm, and collected goes right out the window.
Yes.
How into this? You tearing up?
Oh. Wow.
Welcome to Escape to the Country. Today we're in Hampshire, and this is the Hambledon Vineyard, the oldest commercial vineyard in the UK, which has been producing delicious wine since the 1950s. And the county also has some very fine property, but at champagne prices, I'm afraid, because the average price for a detached house in the county is over £500,000, That's £158,000 above the national figure. Still, a landscape like this and a glass of fizz in your hand, I'm sure you will agree it's worth having.
In the south of England, Hampshire lies on the English Channel coast. 3/4 of the county is classified as rural, much of it covered by protected landscapes. The chalk downland of the South Downs are found in the east, designated as a national park in 2010. It's England's newest national park and attracts around 39 million visitors a year. In the west, the New Forest is home to some 5,000 free-roaming wild ponies. And for those more drawn to four wheels than four legs, the world-famous Motor Museum in Hewley has plenty to attract petrol heads. The county's pretty market towns and villages include Hambledon, known as the cradle of cricket, plus colourful coastal towns like Lymington. One of England's main producers of sea salt in the 18th century, today its marina is lined with luxury yachts and fishing boats. With such a variety of surroundings on offer, be that coast or countryside, Hampshire is an outstanding place to drop anchor.
Hampshire has quite a big population, 1.8 million people, but it is one of the larger counties in the country, the 7th largest in fact. It's also blessed with not one but 2 national parks, including the New Forest, which means there is a preponderance of these lovely things, trees, which is good news for our buyer this week because she, it's fair to say, has a thing for them.
I was born in Sweden and I raised on the west coast of Sweden in a small village. It was on the coast, but it was also surrounded by woodland. And even from a young age, I was drawn more to the woods than to the water. Woods and trees made me feel calm and restful.
Kiki moved to the UK when she was 18 years old, and now she lives in the large Surrey town of Woking, where she raised her family.
When we moved into a house 17 years ago, it was a bit of a challenge. It wasn't very well laid out. But since then, I've done a lot of work. I've knocked walls down, made it nice, bright and airy, nice colours. I call it Standy Retro, the way I've done it up.
In the year she bought her current home, Kiki also co-founded a successful sauna and steam room company. But last year she decided to step down from her role as CEO.
About 5 years ago, I had a bit of a health scare. Since then, I've really started to think about what is important in life. Finding time and space for myself, including going walking with the dogs, as well as my meditation and yoga, has become very important to me.
Kiki juggled the demands of the business with bringing up her 2 sons. But with Dylan now away at university and Jake working in London, she has her sights set on a move, not too far away from them in Hampshire.
This move means anything to someone, to be honest with you. It's going to give her the space she wants, it's going to give her the peace and quiet that she wants, and sort of change her life a little bit. It's still not moving too far away, which is important because we're both mummy girls at heart.
My dream is to never go and visit the supermarket again. I would love to get my own vegetables, but all my vegetables locally from farms and farm shops, and that's my ultimate dream.
Helping Kiki on the search will be her friend of 28 years, Lisa.
Hello, how are you?
Nice to see you.
So I asked Lisa to come on this house search with me because she knows me very well.
Well, you've been talking about it for a while, so I think it probably is the right time.
It's definitely the right time, and I found the right area. I think that's hugely important. And she will also give a different perspective. Sometimes I see something and I can decide maybe a little bit too quickly, and she would be a balancing thought process for me.
Kiki can be quite an exacting person, but I think she will find what she wants. She knows what she wants. She's determined, so she will. She'll find the right place.
This move, on a spiritual level, it feels like I need to be in a more serene surrounding. I feel that I'm starting a new part of my life. Moving away from the place where I've lived for 17 years, it just feels right at this time.
This is a very significant move for Kiki. She's made some big changes in her life, stepping back from her high-powered job. Her two boys have left the nest, and this is time for her to focus on herself. So our job is to find her a fabulous home here in Hampshire to make that dream a reality. And we've got her BFF, Lisa, with her to give moral support. And we've just heard Lisa describing Kiki as determined and exacting, which are two very good qualities to have when you're property shopping.
So, not surprisingly, when it comes to her wish list, Kiki knows just what she wants. A detached property with a minimum of 2 bedrooms, a further room for practicing yoga and meditation, as well as a large kitchen diner. While the garden doesn't have to be huge, she wants it to be a relaxing, quiet space away from road noise. She'd also like access to woodland nearby for walking her dogs. We've got some exciting property propositions lined up that I hope will get the positive energy flowing. At the end of each visit, Kiki and Lisa will have a chance to contemplate the price before I reveal it. And for our mystery house, we found a property that could conjure up the right feelings, providing Kiki can see the wood for the trees. Kiki has a preference for countryside over coast, and if possible, she'd like to be in or near the South Downs.
So welcome to Hampshire. Do you actually know Hampshire very well?
Not very well. I've been down a few times to have a bit of around. It's the tranquility of being surrounded by trees that does it for me.
I love trees too. They have a very soothing effect on me. What about you, Lisa? Do you know the area?
Well, I grew up in West Sussex. It's next door to Hampshire, so I know a little bit. And it's a lovely county.
Any other things that you are dreaming about when you come here? Any new pastimes that you'll take up?
Well, I did lots of horse riding when I was younger in Sweden. I've tried to find a big stables where we live around in the summer where I live. I haven't really succeeded. So if I can find somewhere, that would be something I'd take up again. But again, like everything that I do, it has to feel right.
Our first property is in Anfield, just west of the Downs. In the village itself, there is a local pub, an 18-hole golf course, and a restaurant home to a Michelin-starred chef. But for greater shopping needs, the pretty market town of Romsey is just 3 miles away. At the end of a private road surrounded by oak trees, we find our first offering.
Here it is, house number 1.
Oh, it's nice.
Is it nice? Ah, it's a little bit Swedish, I thought.
Well, I haven't mentioned before, I don't think, but white is my favourite.
Ah, very good.
It looks pretty. It's got a nice feel to it.
Yeah, very, very nice.
It's a great row of ancient oaks here, and then open fields this way, but like woodland everywhere you look.
It's stunning.
I guess it is a really good sight.
This house was built in the 1950s and retains the characteristic steel-framed windows typical of English architecture at the time. Inside, I think there's potential for a Scandi retro makeover.
This is the sitting room. It's a very simple layout in this house. It's actually quite compact inside. What do you think?
It's nice.
Yeah. It's quite a good size, isn't it?
Triple aspect.
Triple aspect, yeah. So these doors open out into the garden as well. And you've got this room, and then you've got a dining room next door. So you've got your 2 reception rooms.
Yeah.
Would this work in terms of size?
Yeah, this would work for a living room for me, definitely.
Do you get a good vibe inside?
Yeah, this room's nice. Yeah, I like it.
Well, the kitchen is, of course, the key space.
Yes, please.
So this is the kitchen as it currently stands.
Okay. Slightly odd shape. I quite like the units.
It's done very nicely.
Yeah.
It's quite modern.
It's quite modern, but on the other side of that wall is a double garage.
Okay.
So we were thinking that it would be quite a good idea to just knock through there, because it's a huge garage, and you'd have this sort of quite glowing kitchen going out into the back garden.
Now you're talking. That sounds a lot better.
Yeah, if this were opened up, I think it could be, would suit you better, I think.
Be interesting to see how much of the garage one can take with you.
Why don't you go and see the garage? Because no time like the present. It's down there to the right, and I'll meet you at the bottom of the stairs. Snoop around.
Lovely. Thank you.
I hope they can make it work, because I feel it's on the knife edge, this property. If Kiki can make it work, then it could be a winner, because it's such a beautiful location.
All right. Gosh, that's a good space, isn't it?
It's quite big.
Yeah.
You're opening up there.
Yeah. Just knock that wall down. You can have doors and windows over here.
Because that would lead out to the front.
Yeah, and then you've got direct access to the community. I like it. We'll probably use this more than I'd use the room.
Good plans for the garage?
Yeah.
Excellent. Let's look upstairs.
The large landing on the first floor leads to a modern family bathroom and 4 bedrooms. These include a large dual aspect double and another 2 benefiting from eaves storage. The bright master lies to the back of the house.
So we were thinking that you could work your magic here, because this is the same place that you would be building the new kitchen in the garage.
Okay.
So you could also extend out over the top of the garage.
Right.
Or you could knock through and make these 2 rooms one big room.
Yeah.
So you probably want to have an ensuite of some
Yeah, so you could need a steam room.
steam room as well. Gosh, this is another Swedish prerequisite that I'm not used to having. What does a steam room need?
It's just a big shower that's enclosed, really. So
Yeah, it's nice. But I think though, if we're building over there, if that's where the garage is, you can actually build an ensuite with your steam room.
I love the way that this is like, if we're building a building, she's taking control of all the building works. Well, the garden is really a real selling point. So she's been here with us.
Yeah.
So it's down.
While the inside of the house might give Kiki and indeed self-appointed project manager Lisa the opportunity to extend the kitchen or even add a steam room, I'm pretty sure Kiki won't be yearning for more outside. The wraparound garden occupies around 1/3 of an acre. There's a huge decked area for outdoor entertaining, and even a summer house, which could have sauna potential.
Well, it looks like it might rain any moment, but what do you think?
I think the setting is beautiful, and that patio I mean, I've always dreamt to have something of that size. And it's beautiful. I can't hear any main roads.
It's a lovely outside space.
I'm not feeling that you're ecstatic about the garden. I don't know. Is this Kiki ecstatic?
No, I'm not sure she is. I'm not sure she's feeling it from the heart.
Well, you do know me well. It is beautiful. It's not quite ticking the heart box.
Right. What do you think the price tag on this property?
Right, if I had to take a wild guess, I would say £895,000.
What about you, Lisa?
I think I'm going to say a bit higher, 910,000.
Okay, so you both may be pleasantly surprised that this property is on the market for £850,000.
Oh wow, gosh.
So you'd have money in your kitty to maybe do that work on the side, should you wish.
Okay.
Definitely worth thinking about, I have to say.
I get the impression that you're sort of like either I love it or I don't love it. But why don't you have a wander around the house and around the garden in the rain, and I will see you when you're done.
Lovely.
Go explore.
Thank you.
Well within budget, this bright white detached property has 4 bedrooms, space for a calm room for Kiki to meditate, and the potential to extend into the garage to create her ideal kitchen diner, all on a sizable plot in a serene setting close to woodland.
So this is obviously the dining room now, and my thought is if I can make it into a calm room. What do you think? It doesn't feel quite right now, but maybe if I put a softer flooring in, yeah, it looks nice. When I first saw the house, I was really pleased actually. I just couldn't wait to go inside to have a look.
Overall, I think the prospect of this house is good, but I think Kiki is someone that works from the heart. So if it feels right for Kiki, then it's the right house, and I'm not 100% feeling that at the moment.
I could probably put the feeling into it. I'd definitely be able to do something with the kitchen diner. I can feel that one already. It's a middle part of the house where I have a little bit of a problem. As the first property, I think, it's a great start.
Hello.
Hi.
You all done?
Yes.
Well done. That's our first house tour completed.
Yes. Well done.
But we've got more.
Yes.
Good. Covering over 600 square miles of ancient forest, farmland and rolling hills, the South Downs provide great terrain for outside pursuits. Growing up in Sweden, Kiki was a keen horse rider, a hobby she's hoping to revive when she moves to Hampshire. So we've arranged for her and Lisa to visit Gretton Equestrian Centre near Liss for a trial hack across the Downs with instructor Crystal Loesch.
What a lovely staplers you got.
Thank you very
Really
much.
nice.
Yes, we've been here 12 years this year, and I've got business up from scratch. Both my mum and I and my partner work here full time.
Well, I used to ride a lot.
Okay.
I'm from Sweden, and I used to ride every weekend up to the age of about 15.
Right.
And then sort of life changes. And when I moved to England, I have tried to ride in a few places.
Okay.
I haven't really found a stable that I like. So
Okay.
but when I move into this county now, I'm really looking for somewhere where I can get involved with the horses,
Yes.
not just ride them. I want to look after them and
Lovely.
find a place where you feel a bit like family. That's what I'm
Great.
looking for, really.
Good. Well, hopefully we'll fit the bill.
I presume the area around here is going to be really beautiful to go out riding as well.
It is. We're incredibly lucky. Yeah, the hacking is beautiful. We can go hours and hours without seeing a car. Straight out of here onto the South Downs without touching road as well. So incredibly lucky to have such great hacking.
Amazing. So today, what sort of horse are you going to get me riding?
So today, Pippi, you're going to be riding this horse over here. This is Echo. He is a Connemara. He's been with us a couple of years now. This is going to be your horse today, Lisa. This is Onyx. Onyx is used for adults and children who are learning to ride. But he's a real all-rounder. He's a really
That's good, because I'm a complete beginner. Unlike Kiki, who's ridden a lot.
Yes.
The last time I got on a horse when I was about 8, it was a little Shetland pony, so
You'll be absolutely fine. Onyx will sign.
With 30 horses at the stables, from miniature Shetland ponies to cobs and show jumpers, Crystal and the team here are able to cater for all levels of rider.
Make sure I sat right in the middle of the saddle.
And they have their pick of 745 miles of bridleways to explore across the Downs.
it's lovely out here, isn't it?
Around a quarter of the national park is covered by woodland, making it a tree lover's paradise, with great examples of ancient yew, sweet chestnut, beech and oak trees, to name just a few.
Kiki, how are you getting on? Are you enjoying it?
I'm loving it. It's so nice. And thank you for picking this horse for me. It's really, really lovely.
I thought you'd enjoy it.
You're so lucky to have all these, this area to go out hacking. What about rules and regulations if you're out there? So if you're on the path and you meet another horse, are there, like in driving, do you have to go right or left, or how does it work?
There aren't any real rules, however, it's common courtesy to all start for a walk. On the South Downs, we often find that we share a lot of the tracks with cyclists. So again, you would expect the common courtesy to be a rule really with both.
Yeah.
How about you, Lucy? You enjoying your first time on for a few years?
Yeah, well, I'm surprised myself. I couldn't believe that I would actually be okay, and I feel quite relaxed. Yeah, I've enjoyed it. Really have enjoyed it, actually.
We could go out together sometime when you come and visit me.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Today's visit has clearly confirmed Kiki's desire to get back in the saddle when she moves down to Hampshire. But when it comes to the house search, we're not out of the woods yet. Next, we're staying within the South Downs, but crossing into the neighbouring county of West Sussex to a village called Nywood. This leafy South Downs hamlet is home to fewer than 100 households and is surrounded by great walking country. It's just over a mile from South Harton, a village full of characterful and historic properties, many of which are listed.
This is a
Like
joke.
the 12th century church, the village inn, and the old water pump. Back in Norwood, we're approaching our second property.
Here we are, our next viewing.
It's quite a striking property. What are your first impressions? Oh, quite tight-lipped.
What do you think? Oh, the neighbours are a bit close.
Neighbours a bit close.
The road is a bit close.
Right.
The house looks fascinating and beautiful.
We had to show you this house
Yeah.
because it's quite a property. Should we look inside?
Let's do it.
Both outside and in, this 1960s home has been completely renovated over the last 6 years by the current owners. The result is a modern family home with a high standard of finish.
Come on in to this rather magnificent space.
Wow.
Very open plan, sweeping around the corner. Boom!
Gosh, isn't it lovely?
So this would have been the back wall of the original house, and then this is the lovely sitting room, mostly facing out into the garden.
I actually love the painted brick.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
It's stunning. Got a lovely feel.
Yes, it looks nice, isn't it?
And as we walk past through, there's a room at the front that's used as a study.
Yeah.
And the downstairs toilet. But the real pièce de la résistance is here. Look at this.
Gosh, wow.
It was a double garage, can you believe it? And now it's this incredible hourglass kitchen diner.
Wow.
Gosh,
that is stunning.
I have done it very well, haven't I? I have.
Is this more what you're thinking of in terms of your kitchen space?
Yes.
It is, it's lovely.
It's very unusual.
And then you've got this beautiful in here, you've got a lovely larder.
Yeah, it's done nicely. I mean, this brickwork is lovely. It's stunning, actually.
Well, it's been mixed.
Hello, I've been waiting all morning for Julie to turn up. She left me a voicemail, but she's not come over yet.
It's a big party place.
Adult social care.
As a kitchen diner, you can't really.
Right, she's not assessing me. No, she's come around and see me. She's got my letters.
It's got great energy as well because it's just sort of like light from this side.
My letters.
Yeah. You got light from this side. So there is the room on the
It's O2.
wall as you come in, which is a very big kind of study.
Yeah.
Which could be your calm room, but I think you might want to make one of the upstairs rooms. Let's have a look.
Gordon White.
Some good vibes flowing in this house so far. Let's hear
I'm not
the
sure about
upstairs.
the last name though. I don't know.
In total, there are 5 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. including a
Southampton
luxury
City
shower
Council.
room and 2 en-suites to the largest bedrooms at the back of the house.
Oh, is it really? Oh, I'm sorry. I've been waiting for probably an hour now to get an answer.
It's the master bedroom with a wonderful bathroom en suite.
It's nice, nice size.
Absolutely stunning.
Okay, all right, that's okay.
Always nice.
Well, what it is, she's been helping me with my bills and that. And she's got my letters. That's all.
In this house, it seems to work.
I live in 61 Cox Road.
It's interesting because they are actually slips of work.
It's Channel 4. Channel 4. Yeah.
It's got a lovely feel to it.
8th of August 1967.
Yeah, and it's certainly the finish is lovely, and it has been done,
Yeah.
decorated and finished to a very high standard.
She sent me an email. I'm sure she said she was going to come round.
Doesn't have to be downstairs.
Yeah, right.
There's not much difference in energy in this house, to be honest. Some houses do just this.
Yeah. But it seems like the key issue is going to be the
Yeah, that's
access
the one.
roads
That's
and
it, yeah.
Yes, let's.
Oh, right, okay. All right. That's
The
right.
garden is mainly lawned and low
Yeah.
maintenance, and despite the neighbours, feels pretty
Okay.
quiet. There's a decked area and more than enough space for Kiki's plans to grow her own.
Here you can see the history of the house a bit more. It's like you see it is a 1960s house extended.
Yeah.
What are your views?
The house is beautiful, beautifully done up. I don't think I could.
Oh, right, okay, because I'm just going to go into Eastleigh, that's all.
That's not what I'm looking for. At the moment.
Oh, It's a lot of money you're spending.
Yes.
It's gotta be right.
Yeah, okay, that's all
But
right.
just out of interest, what do you think the price tag on this one?
All right then, that's fine.
It's a difficult
Right
one,
then.
but I would guess
Right.
£945,000.
Oh, I think it was it. What the hell?
I'm going to say £935,000.
This is actually on the market for £800,000.
Oh, wow. I
Wonderful.
think it's because of the finishes and everything it has, it's a big house.
It's a big house. Well, perhaps for old time's sake, you could have a stroll around upstairs and
Substantially under budget, this well-presented 5-bedroom home comes with a kitchen diner, which Kitty herself described as unbeatable, as well as options for a farm room. But despite its positive energy, it seems the property's proximity to neighbours is a definite deal.
The downstairs space of this house is totally amazing. The finish of the property, the way that decorated it, and the layout of it is amazing. I can't find a fault with it. However, the neighbours are too close to live at the moment, and one of the main reasons for moving to the country is to have a little bit more space around the house where I live. I know it's a beautiful house, but yeah. It's not going to work for me.
You don't think you could persuade
No, I can't persuade it.
Hey, all done?
Yeah.
Well, we are in fact all done for today. So should we have a cup of tea and talk through what you like?
Yeah. Sounds good.
On we go.
I'm on home turf in Hampshire, helping buyer Kiki from Surrey find a rural property in a secluded setting on a generous budget of £950,000. She's supported on her journey by her friend Lisa, and so far, the key to her search has been finding a house with the right vibe. Still to come, our mystery house makes a good first impression.
Here it is.
Oh, that's so pretty.
And later, nervous energy takes hold as I take on one of my most terrifying challenges to date.
Oh God. I'd like to say I'm really enjoying this. I'm not really enjoying it, actually. Day 2 of our property search here in Hampshire, and I'm not sure that either of our properties yesterday really rang Kitty's bell. But that's okay, because we have 2 more houses today, including Mystery House, and before that, a beautiful property that is giving me the collie wobbles because there's one major drawback that I don't think Kitty will forgive me.
Our next destination is Drop Street on the upper reaches of the River Neon, a village Kiki has earmarked as being particularly desirable. In 1944, the village played host to a decisive meeting where Churchill gathered world leaders to discuss the imminent D-Day invasion. Today it holds a country fair once a year and offers a number of shops and pubs for locals, including a previous winner of Hampshire's Dining Pub of the Year award.
Wow. Gosh. I had a wow and a gosh. Oh, look at the view. Over there. And the view. So a few things right off the top. You want it to be the Rockford. I like that Smith Rockford in the Meon Valley, which is the most prestigious area of Hampshire. And that is the Meon Valley. But also, this is an attached property. So it's this corner of this farm development.
Okay.
And of course, we are near the main road. You have spotted that as we walked up. So those are the kind of not so great. So this property is pretty new. What are your thoughts kind of approaching?
It's beautiful.
It's interesting.
It's not what we expected.
It's quite a pleasant surprise.
Let's look inside.
Positive reactions to the exterior, and it looks like they got off lightly with those disclaimers.
Oh, it's true.
A huge relief because I've got a feeling that the inside could have the potential to really blow people away.
I'm into this. Material? It's good.
It's lovely, actually. It's very different. It's not
Very unusual. It's 1848 where the barn was built, and it's but there's a lot of original features, some beams here, and some of the beautiful things are see this sort of diamond brick walls are featured. So it works on many levels. So up here you've got 2 bedrooms and a shower room in between, and they're sort of a bit Jack and Jill, so it's a good for 2 boys.
Yeah. I'm blown away because I love balconies. I've seen the stairs going up and the bedrooms behind there. Yeah, I am blown away. And it doesn't happen.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
That's what you expected that.
Well, let's go to the kitchen, because that's quite special too. Oh, down, we go down. It's the most unusual kitchen. It's sort of, I get a bit lost in this house. So there's a sort of V shape underneath the stairs. With a utility room in here, for your white goods.
Oh, good size.
And then it's a very high-end kitchen. It sort of feels like a work of art.
It's so unique that I've never obviously seen anything like it, but I love it.
What's not to love in this house, actually?
I mean, it's not the big open plan sort of family kitchen diner, because clearly that's that space up there.
Yeah, yeah.
But it is the sort of more intimate.
Just, I use it again, it's extraordinary.
This house is eliciting some powerful words from Kiki. In terms of the place to find her inner calm, she could use the downstairs guest wing off the main entrance, with its own bedroom and bathroom, or she could opt for the cinema room on the lower level. The 2 bedrooms that share the use of a bathroom lie up on the mezzanine floor. Next on our list to explore is the master suite.
It's like a snail, this house. You keep on going around odd angles and then you're in another space. Because here you've got the master bedroom, which is sort of on an angle, and then you've got a shower in there.
Yeah.
And then you've got a mezzanine up here.
Gosh, what an amazing use of space. Yeah. She's got, everything fits in, doesn't it?
And very glam again.
Yes.
Very glam.
We like the glam. Yeah. I'm a little bit speechless.
She's unusual for you. What do you think?
I love it. I can't really find a fault with it because it's like everywhere you look, it's got everything you need as well. So it's got the ensuite, it's got loads of storage space.
It's very restful, isn't it?
Yes.
I want to push those cushions up.
And just have a little snooze. Try before you buy.
Yeah. So you'll have plenty of time to explore the rest of the rooms. Yeah. But I'd like the 2 of you to just go out into the back garden, because obviously the road noise is an issue. And then I'll meet you out the front and we can talk about that.
Lovely.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank goodness we brought them here. We were so close to not showing them this house because of the road noise. I know nothing about house buying. I've been doing this show for years and I never know what people are going to like. But that is the reaction we want.
Outside, the landscaped gardens offer a number of nooks and crannies to explore, including a summer house and spaces to socialise or even meditate whilst soaking up those staggering views.
Wow, what a beautiful garden.
It is lovely. And the views.
I know it's not probably the size that I was looking for, but
you don't necessarily need to be that big though, because you've got all of this view.
I don't know if you could get anything quite as perfect for me. Yeah, and unique.
So come on, spill the beans. You're out in the garden. Is it a yes? Is it a no?
It's definitely not a no.
Yay! That's great.
It's very few houses that I get that feeling in. and this is one of them.
She's gone all dreamy on
I
us.
know.
It's magic.
She has.
Yeah.
And she really likes it. She does. I can tell.
Well, I don't want to burst your bubble. We do have to talk about the price tag. I just would like to say that you are the first people to ever view it.
Oh.
It's literally just gone on the market.
Gosh.
What do you think it's on the market for?
I would say £925,000.
I think it's £910,000.
So that's very interesting because for this property you're wrong, but in the wrong direction. It's on at £995,000. Probably because of the location, but also, it's not been tested on the market, and the owner has said that she would be open to negotiations.
Okay. Gosh.
Why don't you go back into the magic house?
Yeah.
Let it cast its spell on you again.
Yes.
And then when you're done, I'll be out here waiting for you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I wonder if the price has dented the magic.
Over budget but new to the market and open to offers, this Grade 2 listed barn conversion has 4 bedrooms, a stylish contemporary kitchen and options for a calm room. It boasts beautifully landscaped gardens and views of the Neon Valley.
So, this is a lovely room, isn't it?
It is. It's a perfect place for a calm room.
Do you think it would work?
It's unusual. I don't need natural light for my calm room, and it has got the right energy now. This house, as soon as I walked in, I had butterflies in my stomach. It moved me.
Is the road noise going to put her off? I don't know, because there's so much about this house that she really loves. I mean, the calm room, that's really important to Kiki. It's got an energy that Kiki likes, so I can see her in this house.
It's a little bit scary sitting in here now because I don't know if this is going to be a house that I will end up in, and I'll be sad if it's not.
Still smiling, that's very good. Yes? Okay, we're going to whisk you away.
Right.
We've got more to see.
Wow, okay.
Over the years, I've had the privilege of experiencing many different counties. In a number of exciting,
Something tells me I'm not looking my best.
exhilarating, and sometimes surprising ways.
Oh, it's coming out really fast.
But despite being here in my home county of Hampshire, today I'm about to be pushed right out of my comfort zone. I've come to the Spinnaker Tower at the entrance of Portsmouth Harbour, just miles from where I grew up. Tony Summit is the general manager.
Morning, Tony.
Good morning.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
Thank you. It's funny because I used to live here. I used to go across to school on the ferry every day.
I come across myself every morning.
But this wasn't built when I was at school. So it was a millennium project, was it, as I remember?
It was, yeah, just a little bit late. Yeah, it actually started in 2001. So, and then it was complete in October 2005.
Everyone was a bit unsure about it, but now it's sort of a symbol of Portsmouth.
It's become the icon of the city on the south coast. So it's absolutely stunning. It's in the shape of a sail, so hence the name Spinnaker Tower.
So it's the Spinnaker, which is it's one of those big fat-bellied sails.
It is indeed, yeah. It's an incredible shape, isn't it?
And it must have beautiful views over this historic Portsmouth. I know all about it. It's the harbour mouth here, and then back up the harbour as well.
Yeah, actually, it's incredible. On a clear day like today, it should be absolutely stunning views.
I actually have been up to the viewing platform, but I believe I'm here today to do something completely terrifying.
Absolutely. So you're 100-metre abseil from that little platform on there.
That little thing there.
It is indeed.
Have you done it?
I haven't as of yet.
Tony!
I have been out on the road, but just not actually abseil. But first we'll go up to view that one and kind of climatise and something like that to see you.
Oh, good. Well, I'll see you at the bottom. I'll see you over there.
Standing 170 metres high, the Spinnaker Tower has 3 different viewing platforms, which include a cafe and an open-top garden. I'm heading up to the first, which is 100 metres high, to get acclimatised before I take the plunge.
It's my mum. Oh. Surprise, surprise.
Oh, that's lovely. Wow. Thanks for coming for moral support.
Oh, how'd you feel?
Oh, I'm a bit nervous, I have to say.
Let's talk about the views.
because we're both natives here.
We are. I grew up here, and you certainly did. How many times did you come across that ferry for
Yes,
school?
that little green and white ferry took me to school every day.
Every day.
And you live still down there?
Yes.
Are you at all nervous about your son dropping 100 metres on the outside of it?
Of course I am.
I'm flattering now and I'm a bit nervous, so I better go and do my job.
Okay, now look, I bought you an extra sweater because I think it'll be a bit cold out.
That's very sweet.
I'm going to go downstairs and watch one down.
I hope I don't have that too fast. Thank you.
After a pep talk from Mum, Instructor Matt gives me a safety briefing before I get harnessed up.
Toes first into that one. Excellent. And then I am going to slide this up.
In the 9 years they've been abseiling here, Matt assures me that an incredible 15,000 people have successfully and safely completed the 100-metre descent. I'm pleased to find out he'll be guiding me every step of the way.
Okay then, Alistair. Take a few steps out here for me. Answer here. And if you just stop about that, welcome to our office.
Oh. From up here, the view reaches for 23 miles to Bognor Regis in the east, Southampton to the west, and even across to the Isle of Wight.
We will swap places now, okay? So
Swapping places.
initially, if you could just
Stepping out.
put your left foot over there for me.
Okay.
Excellent. I'd like to bring that left foot forward so your toes are by the side of my foot. Let's have your feet on the wall, not on that little box. Excellent. There we go. To descend, you're going to lift the rope towards the figure of 8. Okay. And then a little bit higher. And now slide your hand back down the rope. Lift.
I see.
Slide.
I'm going down.
Yeah. Watch your elbow on this next one. Oh, there we go. And do remember to have a good look around at the view.
I will. Hi. Oh, God.
Holy moly, that looks high. I'm sick to the stomach.
The tower was built to allow around 3 inches of movement in each direction. In high wind, even from the safety of the viewing platforms, it can feel somewhat like you're on a boat. But all I'm able to focus on right now is getting down as quickly as possible.
Luckily, I don't actually have to look down because I actually don't want to look up either.
Oh, I think he's getting a bit of confidence now. He seems to be moving a bit quicker.
I'd like to say I'm really enjoying this. I'm not really enjoying it, I have to say. It just feels a little bit foolish. I could have been cheese making, you know. Or something Hampshire wine. Instead of plummeting down a tall building. Slow motion. Oh gosh. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, am I free?
Yeah, you're free.
Oh, don't ever make me do that again. Look how high it is. I had to come down there on a rope. Are you crazy?
Oh dear, I don't want to go through that again.
No, neither do I. That was a terrible idea. There are much nicer ways of seeing Hampshire.
On terra firma again, we're turning our attention to the search, and we've got one more very important house left to see.
Well, let's talk about the mystery house. What do you think we're going to show you for the mystery house?
I have no idea.
That's the idea, of course.
What about something by the sea?
Ah,
Wouldn't that be nice? I think, because I know that you don't want something by the sea, but it's got a lot to offer, so maybe.
Well, our mystery house is not beside the seaside, but Kiki should be pleased to know that we're staying within the South Downs. The hamlet of Finchdean is right on the county border. It's just a mile from the village of Rowlands Castle, known for its large village green. A number of long-distance footpaths are found nearby, making it a popular pit stop for walkers and cyclists. Back in quiet Finchdean, the amenities are limited to the local pub and an old village pound, used to hold stray sheep or cattle or even petty criminals in days gone by. Pub landlord Peter has offered to give us the lowdown on the area.
There's no shop, there's no church in the village. So is the pub the centre of the kind of community?
It is.
Yeah, it seems a very pretty village. It looks lovely.
And where would you go walking? Do you have a dog?
I've got a
German Shepherd. Yeah, we go on lots of walks around here. One the other side of the pub. I'll take you up into the woods there. You can walk to Charlton, which is another small village. That's about 1.5 miles over the fields.
Lovely. I'm quite interested in eating organic vegetables and organic meat and things like that. Are there any farms around?
There's Grange Farm in Funtington. That's about 2 miles away.
Okay.
There's another one that does organic meat as well.
Lovely. That's perfect. Yeah.
So there are no supermarkets, and you can go, the farm shops are closer.
That's it.
That'll suit you, Kiki.
Just a stone's throw from the pub and the pound, this Grade 2 listed character cottage might not be what Kiki had in mind, but touch wood, the setting will be right up her street.
Hey!
Look
Here
at
it
this.
is.
Oh, that's so pretty.
There's only a stagger home from the pub.
It is.
And there's the mystery house.
Wow.
That's like a chocolate box cottage,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Now, I know that's not what you asked for, but it is the mystery house.
It is.
And just look, these trees everywhere you look. And also, it's got quite a lot of trees in it.
Okay.
Quite a lot of wood holding the structure up.
Right. Okay.
It's different, isn't it? We're being shown some different houses here.
Well, you were talking about the feel of the house. I'm very interested to see what you think about the feel of this house.
So am I. Thank you.
Dating back to around 1620, this mystery cottage is Grade 2 listed and would originally have had a thatched roof. On the site of a former orchard, the ground floor of the house was used to store apples. I've been pleasantly surprised by Kiki's reaction to the different styles we've seen so far, so I'm intrigued to see how a slice of 17th century architecture will go down.
So it's a very different offering. A little bit of history.
Yeah.
And I know that it's got beams.
Yeah. Lots of beams. It's light and bright compared to what you might think from the outside.
Because it's a real cottage, isn't it?
It is a real cottage. The room is a good size.
The house would have been in two cottages actually, so this would be the dividing wall. And there's a sunken part there you can see, so the ceiling's that much higher. That would have been the apple store. So it was the original beams from the 17th century. And they've left them dark. And this was actually an affectation from the Victorian period, that they painted all these beams black.
Right.
Black and white, actually.
Mhm.
But actually that's not historically accurate.
Oh.
They would not have been black. So there's a perfectly good historical argument to paint them white.
Oh, really? Wow. If it's true, like you say, that it's not a crime to paint them white, that it's exactly what I would do. And I think it would make a massive difference.
Well, let's look at the kitchen. This is the kitchen as it stands.
Okay.
The house is south facing, so you get this beautiful light all through the day.
As a kitchen, it's big enough, isn't it? It's just, where would you want to sit down and eat as a family, I suppose.
Well, here's the interesting thing. It's Grade 2 listed, which means that you can extend sympathetically, but you have to do it hand in glove with the planning.
Yeah.
So the present owners were already thinking about pushing out into this courtyard.
Right.
So you would have a huge, lovely, sun-filled kitchen diner here at the back. And then the sort of winter snug on the north side of the house.
Yeah, that could work.
Yeah, definitely.
And again, you have to be sympathetic, but there's another listed building in the village that's done exactly the same thing.
Okay.
Well, we can look at the garden later, but let's look upstairs first. So this is the snug.
Up on the first floor is a good-sized family bathroom and 3 surprisingly roomy bedrooms. 2 doubles, enjoying generous ceiling heights and some lovely views. Plus a single, accessed via a separate staircase from the main sitting room.
And then this is the master.
Yes. Wow. You've still got the character here, don't you?
Definitely got the character.
You've got a height.
What's behind that door?
Behind that door is another small bedroom. You could make that an ensuite, but then you'd still only have 2 bedrooms.
Okay.
But did you see what was in the garden when we came in?
No.
No.
A huge double garage.
Oh.
Wow.
With space upstairs as well, where you could have a bedroom.
Gosh.
Okay, so is there light plumbing and
Oh,
stuff?
yeah.
Let's go discuss.
Wow.
As well as providing guest accommodation, the loft room above the detached garage offers potential to create a great calm room in a super serene setting. The garden itself is the biggest we've shown Kiki and has a large flat lawn to the side of the house, which could be good for growing veggies, and a sloping lawn to the rear, which backs onto surrounding woodland.
Look at these lovely trees. You wanted trees? This is it. And you get deer that come down in the morning to feed. Here's the big garage I was talking about. You could definitely do something upstairs there. What do you think?
That's some space.
Oh, it's amazing. It's just tranquil. It's got trees, but it's got the views as well.
Yeah. What do you think the price tag is on this one?
I'm going to guess it's £850,000.
I'm going to say a little bit higher because of the space. So I'd say 875,000.
Well, you were spot on. And it's you, Kiki.
Yay!
850,000. So isn't this a mystery house? It's not what you asked for, but I think it's a very striking property.
It certainly is.
There's some potential.
Yeah.
So why don't you go and explore the double garage, and then we can wrap things up.
Okay, let's do it. Thank you.
This mystery character cottage might not be the type of property Kiki would normally be drawn to, but it has 3 bedrooms, a kitchen that she could extend into the garden, subject to the necessary permissions, and a detached garage with a converted loft, ready to be transformed into her calm room. And coming in £100,000 under budget, she'd have enough cash left over to create her specific spaces.
It's nice down here, isn't
It's a
it?
lovely space, yeah. You could do a lot with this, actually.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah. You could start with a small vegetable garden here.
Or a little herb garden.
Or a little herb garden, close to the kitchen. The mystery house, it doesn't grab at my heart as much as maybe another house has.
You've not been overwhelmed by this house?
No, I haven't.
I don't think you have been.
No. But there is a huge possibility for me to make it a real house that I would love to live in.
I like it then. I could come here and have a drink with you. Yeah. I'd be happy.
I have to say, I don't think there's anything more beautiful in the world than new flowering wisteria. Hello.
Hi.
I was just waxing lyrical about this plant, you know?
Wisteria.
You have that in Sweden?
Yes.
Anyway, so we're all done with Mystery House. I'm going to whisk you away for more
balance.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. Please give your account.
It's the end of our property search here in Hampshire. Let's find out which one has stolen Kiki's heart.
Please say or key in your card.
Well, here we are. We've got to the end of our Hampshire tour. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I like it. Yeah.
Did you make any decisions?
Okay.
I don't know any decisions, but I do know which house I like the best.
Right.
It's probably not a big surprise. It's the barn.
The barn.
Yes.
Yes, I thought you'd say that.
Yeah. I'd love to.
SO533FU.
How much I'm prepared to compromise to get a house that gave me that lovely warmth on the inside.
So you did warn us at the beginning of the tour.
No.
Feel it with my heart. No, exactly. Yeah, everybody says that. But when you walked into the barn, it looked like you were having a seizure. You were kind of crying and you couldn't speak. So you really did feel it with your heart. But you also said you have to check that it lasts.
Yes, that's very important.
Can you say a bit more about that?
I will go back and visit the house when I get home and do a little bit of meditation.
This is in your mind.
Yes. And it will tell me. And if the feeling's there, then I have to go back and see it again.
Just lingering over the mystery house a little bit. I know that your mind's sort of made up, but were you not swayed by the beautiful landscape there? And the garden was exactly what you asked.
Yeah, I like that.
Mm.
I did like that, but I knew that you weren't overwhelmed by that house. But it had something about it. It was so pretty, wasn't
it? There is a possibility because I can work on it, and there is quite a lot that I can do to it. So I might have to go and see it again, and also I will revisit it in my own little space at home as well, in my mind.
In practical terms, what next?
Yeah, I'll have to. My own house is on the market, and that will have to sell. I would like to show the houses to my two sons to see what they think and the area around there, and bring my dogs down for a walk.
They get a casting vote.
They get a casting.
Okay.
Well, I really hope that it works out. I mean, it would be fantastic for us if you walk around.
Yeah.
But wherever you land, I hope it's really blessed for you. And thank you so much, Lisa, for coming with us. It's been so great having your kind of friendly presence.
Good. Thank you. I've enjoyed it actually. Thank you.
Well, all the best. Here's some local wine.
Lovely.
A skull, is that what you say?
Skull.
What a lovely week. And I have to say I'm very grateful to Kiki for two things. One, for bringing me back to Hampshire, my home county, which was very nice. And two, for providing perhaps the most dramatic role reversal for a property I can remember, from, at least in my mind, an unmitigated disaster to a full-bodied triumph with the barn. Very exciting. So I'm very grateful to Kiki and, of course, to Lisa. And I'm also very grateful to you, as always, for watching. So do join us next time for more Escape to the Country. If you're looking to escape to the country, or even your perfect town, in England, Wales, Scotland or Northern Ireland, why not apply online at bbc.co.uk/take part.
We're turning back the hands of time to a clock that holds many memories. The Repair Shop next on BBC One.
Yeah, time to go out.
We have a way of operating. What's this clock? £300 million just took the money.
Time to go out. What should I do? I can get my. Should I go get my bracelet or just pay half of it? I want to go and get it really, but I want to get a carpet as well. What do I do? What do I do? Oh my God. There's no other way, there's no other way. Legalize weed in UK. There's no other way. There's no other way. Legalize weed in UK. Yeah. Well, you got 30 seconds. Zan, 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 zan. I'll say it, I'll play this one more time, right?
They took this is our problem. I like to say.
Drunk Alcoholics Anonymous.
So you must have got I'm 3 years late, don't worry. Fucking good, yeah, thank you. Right, hang on.
Drunk Alcoholics Anonymous. As they can deliver alcohol to this house with tobacco and whatever else you can think of.
Hey, that's not funny, mate.
That's my little brother for you. Anyway, let's get off the 3 and see you later.